Welcome back out to the shop, guys. We are back to working on stuff, but before I get into what we're going to be doing today, I want to say thank you guys for watching all these YouTube videos. This is going to be the 50th video that I put on this channel, and I started this like I think 2 years ago at this point, maybe 2.5, and I didn't know how it was going to go. But you guys watch and subscribe, and I appreciate everyone that enjoys these videos, everyone that likes, everyone that comments. It's been awesome. So keep doing that, and if you haven't already and you do like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel because it, just shows me that people actually enjoy watching these and makes me want to keep doing it. So for the 50th video, I want it to be working on the Mark II. I want it to do the third episode of rebuilding that transmission, which has been on the list of videos to do for like a year at this point. Unfortunately, the universe had other plans, and we are going to be working on Caitlin's Q5. Unfortunately, this car, through the P208A code in VAGCOM, it has a check engine light, and it's due for inspection, which it won't pass with the check engine light on it. So if you're unfamiliar with what that code is, it is basically the DEF pump in the tank is not responding. It's not spraying DEF, not pumping anything. Basically, it's not getting any response from the controller and going, hey, I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. So with that, we're going to be replacing the pump today, which from what I've looked up, seems like a very simple job. I've done the oil cooler on this car before. I didn't put that on YouTube, but I did it before, and that's got to be the hardest job ever on these vehicles. So I don't think I'm going to struggle too badly with this, but there are a couple like quick release lines that you have to do. So with that, I'm going to get the car up in the air and underneath it, show you guys where the tank is and start tearing this apart, and then I'll get into where I got what we're putting in, and we'll finish it up, and hopefully by the end of this video we have a check engine light free Q5 TDI that can go to inspection and not have any issues. So let's get to it. All right, so we have the car up in the air. We got access to the DEF pump now. So the panel that has to come off is the driver's side rearmost panel. And then that gets you here. There's 5 Torx bits. I think they're T30s or T27s, one of the two. And then 3 10mm nuts, plastic nuts that need to come off. And that gets you to this point. So that is the tank. This is the pump. That's the collar that holds the pump in. What we need to do now is pop this cap off, and this is the drain for the tank. And hopefully you guys will be luckier than what I am, and your pump will crap out when you have almost nothing left in the tank. But right now I'm pretty sure that thing's like full. So I have about 6 gallons of DEF to get out of this thing. So if you use a clean container, you can reuse it. But if there's any dirt in that DEF, don't reuse it and just buy new stuff. I know it sucks, but you don't want to contaminate a DEF system because then it just doesn't work, and then you have to replace more things than just the pump. So to get all the DEF out of that tank, I have 2 old empty bottles from distilled water that are clean, a clear hose, and then for whatever doesn't fit in that, we got, your favorite Harbor Freight free bucket. So I'm going to get a drip pan to put on the lift right here because unfortunately the nipple points that way, which doesn't really do me any good. And so I'm going to put a pan up here so when I pop that cap off, whatever I don't get can at least go in something and not just go all over the floor. But we're going to drain that. And then the Audi spec, or the Audi procedure, is to drop the entire tank out of the car. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to try and get it out upside down, basically, and see how that goes. But we'll see. Let's see how much def I coat myself in doing this first.
Wear some junk clothes for this because you're basically going to be taking a shower in DEF. Or, honestly, a rain poncho with a hood would be a great choice to do this with. As you can see, I didn't do that, so I got def soaked in my shirt and my pants during this. But start off with popping the cover off of the drain nipple, and when you do that, the def is going to start flowing fast, so be prepared with whatever you're going to catch it with. While that's draining, if you want to speed up the process, go pop the cap off the def tank. That's the cap that's by the fuel cap, I mean, not the cap that you literally just took off. That'll let the tank breathe and drain the whole tank faster. Then once everything is drained and you are hopefully still dry, you can start removing the actual pump from the tank. All that needs removed is the line going into the pump and the connector on the pump. The line has a bit of an odd connection that takes some finagling to remove. Audi also makes a special tool to remove it, but I didn't buy it and just fought with it. Then with the line and wiring up out of the way, we can move on to removing the locking collar on the pump. Audi makes a tool for this as well that is astronomically expensive for what it is, but I ended up buying Lyle tool number
63,000,
and it worked well enough. I can see why the Audi tool would be better than using the tool that I purchased. These collars are on super tight, so use a breaker bar and try to protect your knuckles in case you slip, because if you do, it's gonna hurt. Especially if you're doing it on a lift like me and you end up punching the side of the lift. A little bit more def is going to drip out as you remove the pump, but otherwise, at that point, the pump has been successfully removed from the tank.
All right, so now that we got the old pump out of the car, it is time to go over what we're going to put back in, which should be self-explanatory that we're going to put a brand new pump in. So this is the pump as delivered from FCP Euro. This is in no way sponsored, but FCP Euro is where I go to for all of my parts because of their lifetime guarantee and their great prices. So if this ever dies again, I can get another one for free, which is awesome because normally you would not get that kind of service. So that is our replacement pump. Looks pretty much exactly the same as what came out. Cover on the nipple right there. Part number up top right there if you need one. And we also bought a replacement seal. So there's a seal that sits underneath this lip, or sorry, on top here, in the lock ring. So the lock ring you can reuse, but I'll post the part number for it in case you want to get a new one, because those things are on really freaking tight, so sometimes they break instead of just spinning off. So if you need to buy another one, I recommend having it as a spare just in case, because you really don't want to be in the middle of this job and then need to order parts, because that just sucks. But sometimes that's the nature of the beast. So now with all of this stuff unboxed, we're going to get back underneath the car and put these back in, refill it with def, and then hopefully check engine light goes away. We'll find out when it's all said and done. There's only one other thing that this could be if the check engine light stays on, and that's the controller for the pump is dead, which I hope isn't the case. But like I said, we'll see. So with the parts aspect all sorted out, let's talk through the actual replacement procedure, and then I'm going to actually do it on the car. So first things first, you got to put the new seal on the pump. This goes over the pump this way, rests against that ledge. So the locking collar, that surface on the locking collar, locks on this. So seal on this side, tank, seal on this side, locking collar on this side. So that's what we have to do first on this, is putting this O-ring on. And you have to be very careful that this O-ring is not, or seal, is not rolled in any manner. It's all not twisted up or anything like that, so that it seals properly. Most common things that I see on the internet about people replacing these pumps is that they don't seal either the line properly or the actual pump in properly, and then they end up leaking DEF all over the place. So Once we do that, the next thing we have to do is underneath the car, the nipple on the top of the pump needs to be lined up to that little rectangle embossed on the surface of the tank. So again, pump up into this, but the nipple needs to be pointing that way, and that allows the line that I have tucked up in there to be installed in the correct orientation. So once that's up and in, locking collar starts to get tightened down. You're gonna tighten the collar down by hand as far as it'll go, and then you're gonna go one full rotation plus however much distance it makes to make the arrow that's on the locking collar match the arrow that's on the tank right here. It should be around 450 degrees total, so 360 and then plus another 90 to get it to line up there. So that's the procedure that we're going to be following. Now I need to actually do it. And hopefully I can hold everything myself because it's late at night and I have no help around. So we're going to get this done and get it finished tonight because I want to get this thing inspected before the end of the week. So let's get moving. Let's see how this goes.
I think this is why the Audi procedure states to remove the tank, because then you aren't working upside down basically. It's a process to force all of these rubber band things up into the tank when there's 4 of them that you have to do at the same time. But once those are in the tank, then you can hold the pump up against the tank and slide the seal up onto the tank. I missed this step in the recording of this clip, and it ended up being the reason that mine leaked once I put DEF back in the tank. Then you line the nipple up to the square mark on the tank so it's pointing in the right direction, and then you can start tightening up the collar. The collar just needs to spin 450 degrees total, including however much you are able to hand tighten it. It's only 450 degrees, and then the arrow marks should line up at that point. Once the arrow marks are lined up, plug the connector back in, hook the line back up, and now it's ready for a leak check.
And just like that, she's all put back together. So got the line clip back in. It's hard to see now, but it is lined up with the square up there. And the arrow, I've gone just a smidgy past, but it's all tight. And the cap is back on for where the drain is. So we should be all good. Now I gotta lower the lift, put all the DEF back in it, and make sure that 1, it doesn't leak, and 2, the check engine light goes away. So that's what we're gonna do next. I'm not gonna record that because you guys don't need to see me just dumping DEF into this thing. But I'll pick it back up when I find out if the check engine light is gone or not. All right, so in typical fashion of my luck, it leaked. Which in my rush to do everything, I fixed the leak and didn't record it. So we're gonna talk through what I did. And truly the reason that it leaked is because I have poor reading comprehension skills. I read the Audi service directions, misunderstood them, did all the work, leaked like a sieve, went back up to the house, reread them, and went, yeah, I see where I went wrong. So let's talk through the things that I did wrong. Starting with, do not put the O-ring or the new seal on the pump. So when you put the pump up into the hole in the tank, it actually wants you to slide the O-ring over top of the flange, and that's because there's a lip on the tank that the seal rests against, and then everything gets compressed by the locking ring in that area. When I put it on the pump before, it tries to force the seal like inside the hole of the tank, and that's why it leaks like a sieve, which is where it was leaking from. It leaked literally the entire way around this ring, which is why you can now see it's covered in crystallized DEF, because I dumped DEF in there and it just poured back out, and then I had to take it apart wet. So that was issue number 1. Issue number 2 that I realized is the locking collar. You spin that on 450 degrees total. Like, it's 1 full turn plus 90 to get it to line up with the arrows. Basically, as long as you have these arrows lined up, after you've gone more than one turn, you're good. But for whatever reason, my brain thought that it was after you had hand tightened as far as you could, you went another 450, and that's wrong, completely wrong. You will break that thing apart. I mean, if you're used to working on cars, you'll realize that like that's way too tight, and you'll stop anyways if you do listen to my previous directions. But at the end of the day, like it's 450 degrees total on that lock ring, and then it's tight. It's done. I actually over torqued it putting it back on before I read that instruction, because I went like another probably 45 degrees past that line, and then I was like, there's no way I'm getting another rotation out of this. Stopped and read, and then learned. So yeah, that's the unfortunate case, but I've already cleared the code out of the ECU with VAGCOM. So that is gone, no more check engine light. Looks like it's good to go. I gotta do an oil change still. But if you want to see how to do an oil change on this car, go watch my other video that I'll put up here as a link, because I'm not going to record that again. And you guys can watch me struggle to do an oil change and tire rotation in the driveway of my old house instead of doing it up on the lift like I'm about to do. But yeah, I'll update you guys after this goes for inspection, because I don't see a reason that it should fail. But it wouldn't be the first time that I've said that, and my vehicles have failed for something. So that's just the way it is. So, all right, I'm gonna put you guys down so I can keep working, and then we'll take this first spin. See you. So we got all the work wrapped up on this thing. We've been driving it for a while. It's finally nice enough outside that the snow is kind of gone, almost all of it. You can see that the car is still disgusting. Definitely needs a wash, but I will probably be taking that to a car wash before I bother hand washing it to get most of the crap off. But yeah, after replacing the DEF pump, the check engine light has not come back on. This thing passed state inspection and just been driving it. So the old girl's up to 215,000 miles now, and she's a trooper. We'll see how long she keeps going, because we're going to drive the wheels off this thing at this point, because it's really not worth selling. So that's going to wrap up this episode on all the work of what it takes to basically clear the P208A code for your DEF system not working and the modules not communicating. And hopefully this helps anyone out there who has problems with their car. Of course, the one negative now is I actually have to put DEF in this thing every time that I do an oil change, because it's actually using it. So it was nice to have that little bit of cost savings, but can't pass inspection with a check engine light on your dash here. So just is what it is. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. That's going to wrap all this up, and we'll see everybody next time.